Finding out all the food that you cannot eat when fighting cancer can be extremely depressing and frustrating. But I'm gonna show you today how you can use a simple tool to help you navigate this new diet in a way that makes you feel really empowered and loving what you're eating. So in our house, we used to have cupboards full of food that we could not eat, but now it is just packed with all sorts of healthy options that are good for our whole family, as well as my husband, who's fighting cancer as well. And we did this with a tool that I call your remove and replace list. This is a game changer. So what you want to do is you want to take out a piece of paper or an iPad, whatever you like to use to take notes on, and you're going to create a 2-column chart. On the left-hand side, you're gonna write down the word remove, and on the right-hand side, you're gonna write the word replace. Now, the left-hand side, you're gonna write all the food that you need to remove from your diet. Now, what that might be will differ depending on what type of cancer or ailment you have. So you're gonna want to make sure that you do your research, talk with your integrative oncologist or integrative doctor to figure out what is the best diet plan for you. In some cases, it's gonna be like a plant-based ketogenic diet. In other cases, it might be just plant-based and no keto. Sometimes just a simple keto diet is all that you need. So it really depends on your cancers. One of the most common foods that need to be eliminated no matter what cancer you have though, is like sugary foods and like really high level carbohydrates. So what we're gonna do right now is I'm gonna show you some examples of how you can do this, but make sure to talk with your doctor about the specifics. Now, as you start writing down the foods that you need to remove from your diet, you're gonna take a look at that list, and at first you're gonna probably feel pretty dang depressed, especially if this is food that you really love. But I promise you, the hope is on the other side. So if you're able to figure it out, because you just know some of these things, great. Write on the right-hand side what you can do to replace it. For example, tortillas, right? If I were to write tortillas on this list, that's one of the things we can't do because it's filled with corn and wheat, very high carbohydrate. I can write down, keto tortillas. Now this is a dirty solution, but it's a solution. Or a clean solution, I can write down lettuce wraps, right? Now, if I get to a place where I just don't know, for example, ground beef, like what can I use for ground beef if I want to make tacos? Well, using some Google searches can help, or getting some cookbooks can help in some of these areas. So for example, you can get some like plant-based cookbooks, you can get some like more ketogenic type of cookbooks, and there's so much great advice in these books on how to create these like mock types of foods. So for example, like taco meat, I know I can put down on my list for ground beef, walnuts, onions, garlic, and mushrooms. Add some taco seasoning, it's delicious. We love tacos in our house and we don't need to have any ground beef with it. So I can write that down, right? If you're not sure, you can do also some Google searching. And what I would do is just write down the word that you need to replace, and then write the word substitute afterward. And you should be able to find a number of articles that bring up substitutes. Now, just because it's a substitute doesn't mean that it's gonna be a guaranteed, like this is gonna fit your diet. So it's gonna take you down a research rabbit hole, right? Like you're gonna need to look at those substitutes and decide which one is best for you. But for example, like a lot of our cheesy types of sauces, we're going dairy free because in our fight, we wanna eliminate animal proteins. We discovered nutritional yeast. I had no idea about nutritional yeast, but that makes such a difference. I could add this to some blends with some cashew and some other, and like oil, blend it with some seasonings, and I can make some delicious Alfredo sauces, those types of things to really replace some of those creamier dishes. So do some Googling. We will totally help you on this journey, as well as those cookbooks. Once you have your list, you're gonna feel so much better, because now you don't have to wander around the grocery store with a stalk of celery thinking, is this all I can eat, in my life, and just feeling depressed. You're not gonna be going to your refrigerator and just staring blankly in the refrigerator going, what can I eat? You have a list, you can feel empowered, you can go, okay, I'm gonna make some tacos tonight. I'm gonna get my lettuce out for my lettuce wraps. I'm gonna make my little filler. I'm gonna add some taco seasonings. It's gonna be delicious, and you can enjoy your life and cooking and healing yourself, right? So this is a big part of it. Now, you might be thinking this, okay, great, I've got my list. I can go grocery shopping, but I've got a ton of food in my cupboards in my refrigerator that I just bought that cost me a good penny, and I don't want to have to like just throw that away. I should probably eat it just to get, just to make sure I don't waste my money. I'm gonna encourage you not to do that. And I have a solution for you, okay? So, first of all, if you can eliminate it completely from your cupboards, and that means that you don't even have to see it, that's gonna be the best moving forward because you don't have any temptation. But I understand that some of you guys might have family members at home who want to continue eating the foods that you had and they don't wanna change their lifestyle even though you need to. If that's the case, you're gonna first need some self-control, obviously, because you can't change them. What I would recommend is possibly maybe having like one cupboard being your food and the other cupboard being their food, and just having that self-control to be like, I'm only gonna look in here. And doing the same thing with the refrigerator as far as like maybe one shelf can be yours and that kind of a thing. I know for us, like my kids and I still eat some dairy. And so we have on this side where I keep like regular butter, like grass-fed butter, but on this drawer over here is all like our vegan butters and our vegan types of things. So that helps so that we keep everything separated, okay? Now, as far as getting rid of the food in your cupboard, I don't want you to eat this food. You don't want to have any more growth at this point. So my recommendation is to just get rid of it. Okay, now if that's too hard for you, there is a fun solution. I would recommend inviting your support network that you have hopefully put together and throw yourself a remove and replace party. So what that would entail is you inviting all of your support network to your house. You've given them a list of your remove and replace items. And so as part of like a housewarming gift, instead it's a cancer fighting gift, they bring an item from your replace list so that you can replace your remove item. And you can either have a big ceremony and throw out all of the removed food, or if some of your friends want to take it and you don't feel guilty about handing them over all this food that you know is not helping your cancer, that's up to you, but they can take it away. And now you've been filled, your refrigerator and your cupboard is now filled with all of this amazing food to help you fight. You feel really supported by your network, and there's no guilt involved with having to get rid of all this food that you just spent your hard-earned money for. So hopefully that's a good solution for you. Now, the remove and replace list is super helpful and it will very much empower you. My husband is now able to go into the kitchen and cook food really easily and feel really empowered, and it's working. His tumors, even though he hasn't done chemo in like 3 months, his tumors are shrinking because he is following a remove, replace, and repair protocol as part of his cancer fighting journey. Now, the repair part of this protocol we don't talk about in this episode, but that's really important as well. Because what you're doing is when you remove and replace, you are working at starving your cancer cells and feeding good nutrition into your body. But you also want to work at repairing the damage that's been done to your body that either caused the cancer in the first place or the damage that the cancer has caused as well. It's usually a combination of both. So on the next video, I'm going to show you how you can include a repair list to your protocol. And then I have one more thing for you. If you would like some help on your remove replace list, I have a list that I've already created for you, and I have it in the description box below. It does follow more of a plant-based keto as far as the list, but no matter where you're at, I'm sure there's gonna be plenty of options that you can kind of pull from to help you jumpstart your journey in fighting your cancer through your remove and repair list. So take a look at that link below and check out this next video on how you can also repair the damage that's been done. Thanks so much.